And we're back for another week of the Historic Pauper ladder. I am continuing to play Dimir Snowball as I quest for the perfect list, in spite of the 5 or 6 sets that have been released this year. So we're generally looking at the same list as before. We have Withering at the bottom of the curve, going up into Priest, which is our main removal, a couple of other small removal pieces, Lampad, and then the main Snowball portion of the deck in the card draw. A few flex slots here in Libation, Fumes, Wandering Death, Drifters, which are always great. Going to the sideboard, I've changed a few things up this week. I've added a third Duress. I've cut the Innocent Blood and cut one of the Suffocating Fumes. And then I've also I've cut one more Relic as well, gone down to 2 from 3, and added 2 Unexpected Fangs, as I was already going to win or lose certain mid-range matches, but I need a lot more cards to combat aggressive aggro and combat controlling decks that Relic is going to be less good against, and you need to have interaction against to force through various things. Well, without further ado, let's get right into our match today. And we're back. So here we go, and let's see exactly what this all looks like today. I don't believe I've played Turbo Dark before. I'm on the play. That's always a good start. This hand is really soft with the 2 tap lands, but it's got some action, and any land makes it really live, so let's keep it. You get to keep a lot of hands with this. 2 colors is very sturdy, and it wins a lot of games if it goes long. So a slow start is only really going to be punished by a really aggressive deck or something that's explosive in some way. Alright, mulligan to 5. That's not good for my opponent. Wonder how many colors they're playing. Could also be that they're just unlucky. That happens. It's really annoying when it does to you. Alright. I think I'm going to lead on an island. No, I should lead on an island. Actually, maybe I should have led on a swamp, because then any land lets me play that. Swiftwater, yeah, alright. I messed up. Pity. Although there is a question on exactly what I would have done, as this allows me to play 3. Like, I'm going to have to either play 2 and then 2, or I can skip my 2 and then play a 3. So instead of playing 2 and then 2, I get to play nothing and then 3. Electromancer. Well, that we're not going to play. We don't want Electromancers. Okay, so 2 and then 2 would have been a lot better in this case. Evolving Wilds, interesting. Alright, well. Let's just play this, try and get another land. My opponent sacks. Okay. So they're playing Teamer. Interesting. So I have heard rumors that this deck might be Chatterstorm, which I haven't played against yet. So Chatterstorm is going to be interesting. Let's just put it that way. I think with Chatterstorm, it's going to be similar to all of our other matchups, that it's going to be a kind of a mediocre game 1, and then a fabulous game 2 and game 3. And that's generally what you're trying to do with Dimir Snowball, that you're trying to have a fabulous follow-up to whatever you're doing. And you can lose game 1 and it's fine. I think I obviously want to develop my board, and then the question is what else? And I think I'm just going to put my Air Force together. And I'm going to play a tapped land and just chunk in for 2. Next turn I get to play a bunch of cards, and 7 is going to add up really well with 5, 3, 2, 2. And we're just using all our mana every turn. That's the goal. Now that we're off to the races. Trumpeting Herd doesn't actually matter. It's all about flyers because they're applying pressure, and my opponent can't apply enough pressure with Trumpeting Herds, probably. Unexpected Windfall. Ooh, interesting. And doesn't have red. Alright, I have no idea what this deck is. So... seven. So I can go like... if I'm going to go 8, I think I should just Drifter, and then I should probably Priest, and then next turn we can play Lampad. And that's going to be pretty close to lethal here. It makes it slightly better to play the Island, just because that turns on Sanctuary for next turn. And while I don't currently have a Sanctuary, one never knows. I'm going to kill one of these. They're just going to be blocking anyway, and killing one is reasonable at this stage. Maybe it's a little aggressive, but if they actually are on Chatterstorm, I don't want one getting bigger, or I don't know what else is going to happen as I haven't played against this deck. Okay, maybe this isn't Chatterstorm. This is just like Rug spell value or something. So I think I'm going to go for the kill next turn, not this turn. I'm just going to keep chunking in for now. My opponent's probably going to kill one of my creatures. We go to 11. I put together a nice little attack force, and then we're good. So what does my opponent have here? Fight card, probably? It's a really interesting collection of stuff. So just these. We're just going for uncontested damage. They take it. I'll play another flyer. We do hit Sanctuary. So Sanctuary has no targets. And I think what I'm actually going to do is just play Seagate into Priest and then hold Lampad, as I just don't want to expose Lampad to any removal. Sure, we'll take Withering. And with that, I don't know, I think I'm done. I'm not going to cash in another Priest. Okay, so you're just teaching by example. Oh, so yeah, okay. So you're kind of a Chatterstorm deck, but you're not exactly Chatterstorming. This is really odd. I'm not sure this is what you want to be doing. Did you mean to copy Trumpeting Herd, or did you mean to copy First Day in Class? Because you just get 2 counters now instead of 2 creatures. Oh, you're going to Pest Summoning. Okay. Oh. I mean, if you have Chatterstorm here, that might kill me. Interesting. Might kill me. The words might are pretty big there. So I have lethal if I don't die. And now the question is there Chatterstorm? Alright, there is Chatterstorm. So this is Chatterstorm for a bunch. Okay, so it makes a bunch of things. I'm pretty sure I lived through this, like, pretty easily. So this is what Chatterstorm looks like. I didn't expect that. Alright, so now you're dead, right? Let's just make sure we have lethal in all the possible ways. I need all my flyers to live, which means that I just need to block in the most appropriate way. Do you have trample? No. So I'm at 19, I take 12, and that's the ball game. Okay. We show the winning card. Send for 11, sack 3. That's actually more explosive than I thought. I didn't think that it actually could play quite that well. So it is very explosive. It's just a little clunky if you don't have the spells, the spell reducer, because it really takes a little bit. That's a pretty good chunk for 15 though. But you notice, like, if all my guys are back, like, I can make a bunch of trades, and I still have a bunch of cards in hand. Here, let's swap this back the way I like it. Doesn't seem they recur anything from the graveyard. Suffocating Fumes doesn't work against the Chatterstorms because it's sequential. So we'll bring in Duresses, we'll bring in Negates, because you can counter the haste card, and it doesn't matter then. What does matter? Libation doesn't matter, Wander doesn't matter. 4 more cards to cut. Priest is like so-so. You probably need Priest though. Like, I'll cut 1 Withering, but you need it to kill the little guys. Cut Moment, we don't really need it. It's kind of clunkier. Cut 1 Cruelty. Yeah, it's just a lot of cutting spot removal for the most part. I'll cut a 2nd Cruelty and we'll just call it here. I think this is about right. So we snuck out with a game 1 win, which is what you always want with Snowball, as that provides you the ability to leverage your sideboard, where you get to take out all your bad cards, bring in a bunch of really good things against your opponent. We didn't really see that in the last couple weeks, but I think this is where you really get to see how it gets to leverage its abilities against a deck where the deck has a few linchpin cards. Obviously, First Day of Class is a card we're going after. We're going after Chatterstorm as well, because there's only so many Chatterstorms. So I'm going to lead on Ice Tunnel, and then if they play something, I Myra's Grasp it. If they don't, then I can play Sanctuary, because I can't guarantee that it's actually going to be good. I don't know how fast Chatterstorm is, to be honest. This is fine. I'm just going to nuke this thing, because mana efficiency. There's kind of a question on whether I want to play this right now, or if I want to kind of go after them with Memory Leak. I think the answer is you need to have a threat, and you become a tempo deck. But we'll see. And then you can hold stuff up on turn. Okay, so this might be a decent turn. This is a turn, yeah. This is just a turn where we kill this. We're going to play the kill everything control game. I have Negate up, so I'm somewhat safe from Thunder of the Herd, or whatever the elephant card is. Yeah, we're not going to let the elephants come in, because that just causes a little bit too much nonsense right now for me. We'll attack. There's nothing that stops us from attacking here. And I think what I actually should do is wait. No, I should do this when, because I don't really have any defenses right now, so I need to go after something. So I'm going to take Chatterstorm, as that's the kind of back-breaking card, and the card that other cards don't interact with quite as well. Okay, so they get to make a 3/3, so now we've got to race them a little bit. The nice thing is we can race them. Okay, so let's see if they want to First Day of Class to try and get me. If they do First Day in Class, okay, they're not going to. I was going to say I'll double block and then Cadaver Imp one of them back. As is, I think I just want to take 6 and then race, as it's a little bit cleaner, because I get to duress them on this next turn, and like Seagate and who knows what other stuff. And then I only take 3 and they take 6, so I'm winning this race by a full turn. Here, let's see what our cards are first before we go down any particular roads. Ooh, Negate and Priest. I'll take Negate, and then I'll duress them, and I don't think I can lose. Just because the nice thing about Storm, once you take apart his hand or once it runs out of cards, it just doesn't function because it needs a critical mass, and critical mass is very hard to achieve in Pauper. I'll counter another herd, but other than that, I don't think it matters. I think we're just good. Herd is interesting. It's a good threat. Creates a lot of guys. It's a really good card for Historic Pauper. First day of class to get the things. Yeah, we don't want to allow that. That was actually a good draw because they can get pests. First day of class into pests is actually a beating. So we'll take 6, and then we'll swing back for 7, and we have lethal. And I'll cycle memory leak. We'll block 1. And that should be good. I might cash this out on the next turn if we go to another turn, and we do not. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't. That was a little bit annoying. I'm sorry that I did that. It's just, I think for this, it's a matter of how complex the deck is. The Chatterstorm, there's a penalty for being complex. Chatterstorm is a 3-color deck, and one that has a lot of, because of the number of moving parts, it's both very hard to play, and you have to get lucky sometimes. That combination is really awkward for how the deck ends up playing out, and that's why Snowball, I think, did okay there. I mean, I did get lucky at the same time, but I think I get a little bit lucky to win game 1, but at the same time, games 2 and 3, when you have to play into duresses and negates, and I can go after specific pieces, and I understand how the deck works after watching it go off and lose in game 1, I have enough information on how to play against it. Well, anyway, that was this week, and I look forward to playing more soon. Until next time.